All right, we are live. We are live. Um, Excited today and coming together with Jaden, Fire Lily, where we are gearing up and getting ready for a book discussion regarding changes that heal by Dr. Henry Cloud. So excited about going through this journey together with Jaden. Um, this book blessed me and helped me years ago when I did it with my sister Natalia. It was so good. And I was praying and asking God what to do for this year. And the vision that He gave me was going through the book Changes That Heal, again by Dr. Henry Cloud. Y'all get the book. If you don't like reading, get the Audible. Um, it's a good book, and we are going to take our time going through this. The vision I got was Jaden and I going on the journey together of changes that heal. And with that, we will be agents that continue to grow in what God is doing in both of our lives. And as we are growing and we are healing, sharing those tools and different perspectives that we have and that we get. So that's why this book, that's why now it's being obedient to God. So as you coming in, y'all get the book. I probably should have dropped the link for Amazon. I'll get back after this and drop the link for Amazon. But yeah, get the book, get the book, get the book. Changes that heal. So that's why this book, because PerSONatalie is about healing, the healing journey and tools, because we don't want to be hurt people bleeding and hurting our loved ones. I've did that before, and it's not fun. You run and you scare people away. We want to be reflections, true reflections of God, and going through that process, utilizing the tools, the people that are there for that. Why emotional and relational healing matters in this season is vital. It's vital for us. For me, it's the continued healing. Like God has helped me in areas, right? And as He continues to help me, there are other areas where He's like, ooh, you got to go a little deeper there. And I want everything God has for me. Jaden, why this book? Why now?
Um, to learn healthy relationships and habits early, and to understand emotional maturity, and also to gain the language for your feelings and the boundaries that you'll set eventually, and then growing in confidence and finding your identity.
That's good, Jada. That's good. That I thank God that you have this opportunity now, because I read this book when I was about 10 years ago. And to get these tools, learn these tools, and go with it at your beautifully young age and have those tools growing forward is so good. So that is the teaser, y'all. We're here for changes that heal. We want to get in it and talk about it. We haven't even opened the book to chapter one yet. However, Dr. Henry Cloud, before he even gets to chapter one, he tells us changing in him. And who? In God. Changing in God. The problem is there is a lot of people suffering from a whole range of emotional problems. Y'all, it's anxiety, it's loneliness. Loneliness even when you marry, loneliness even when you have kids. It's grief over broken relationships. It's resentment and feelings of inadequacy. Getting to the root of those things. Dr. Henry Cloud talks about how we can be on two ends of the spectrum. We can be like Job friends that contains elements of truth, but not often help the person in pain. Just because we reveal the truth doesn't mean we're helping somebody in pain. Or we could be the one that are suffering and put on a mask to do fake healing, to remain in the church. Or like the people who leave the church deciding that their faith wasn't enough to give them comfort or heal the emotional pain. I love the realness that Dr. Henry Cloud talks about in the book and saying he tried both. And finally, he cried out to God and was like, in my mind, like, hey, God, I need help. And God took him through a process. He took him through a process that says we have to grow into the image of God. We're experiencing pain because the initial fall of Adam and Eve, because we're not aligned with the image and the likeness and the characteristics of God. And that's what we want to go through, y'all. Those characteristics. What God predestined us, who God predestined us to be. He wants to go through the developmental tasks, the barriers that get in the way of achieving them, and then the skills that we need for completing them. That's what we will be digging into. Jaden and I, different perspectives, still fire. Fiery Conqueror, the mother perspective, Fire Lily, the daughter perspective, and sharing that. Um, okay, Jaden, what areas of your life are you expecting this book to stretch?
Um, I would guess to like my everyday life, like relationships, like the way I like my mindset, how I process stuff, because like life will still happen regardless. So just learning how to persevere and have a different look at stuff.
That's good. That's good, Jaden. Thank you. I'm so proud of her. Jaden is blossoming. I was talking to my sister, Flo, and she was saying Jaden is in a state of becoming. And as she's becoming in him in the right ways. The things that we are excited to explore while we go through this book is boundaries and responsibility, y'all. Taking ownership of your growth. No one is responsible for your growth but you. Not carrying what isn't yours, y'all. Yes. Yes. Um, Not carrying what isn't yours. The difference between love and enabling. Y'all, the difference. That's stuff we are going to explore. That's one of the things. What's next, Jada?
Emotional maturity. So growing up emotionally, not just spiritually, and how childhood wounds show up in adult relationships, and then why healing isn't optional for healthy connections.
Healing is necessary for healthy connections. Absolutely, positively necessary. Simultaneously, bless sister, shout out. We are reading Sister Edie's book, and this girl, please live the abundant life. Like, if we don't deal with stuff, it will deal with us. and it will come out in other ways, even wounds of a child. We want to talk about grace and truth together and how God uses both grace and accountability. Why love without truth isn't love, and why truth without love wounds. What's next, Jaden?
Grace and truth to get having grace and truth together.
No, breaking cycles.
Oh. Breaking cycles, patterns that repeat until we heal them, and then generational shifts ties beautifully to the
So
moment.
what we talking about? Jaden and I going together, breaking the cycles, y'all. No more cycles. The scripture that continues to come to me is my people perish because of lack of knowledge. As we get the tools, gain the knowledge, that we utilize them and break the cycles. Break the cycles. Come out of stagnation. Some of us, and I was there and still in some areas healing, right? Trauma that has happened. If we don't heal, we stay there. And with our overgrown soul can respond as a child until we deal with the things that are dealing with us in God. In God. So Jaden and I, we will do everything we can to meet monthly and discussing the chapters. And we're asking you to get the book so that you can be a part of the discussion. Once we are off the live, what I'll do is share the Amazon link. It is going to be discussion, reflection, prayer. It's God led. We're going to let Him do His thing. And we are encouraging you to read along. Before the next day in March, get your book and have read the first chapter. Y'all, this is safe, judgment free, and we all about growing. We are focused on growth. We are not reading this to learn and critique others. We're reading it to take responsibility for our growth, to learn healthy boundaries and accountability. And that's the difference between information and transformation. We're looking for transformation where honestly we are healing. We honest about the places where we need help and healing. All right. So what excites me most about doing this with Jada is I know how much going through this, because trust and believe we're not going through this and there's no Bible, no word attached to it. It's the tools with the word, with the scriptures, with the Bible. That's what we're going through this with prayer, with direction. But knowing the changes that happened when I read it and knowing where Jada is going and seeing her blossom and bloom. I'm excited to see the transformation, not just in myself, but in Jada as we go through it. I'm excited in seeing your transformation and seeing the difference from the beginning to the end and God having his way growing into the image and likeness of God. I'm excited to hear her perspective. A lot of times we think, oh, no, we know it's a whole lot in Jaden. And I'm excited about hearing that. Okay, it excites me. Jaden, what excites you most about learning this early?
Um, that if I have kids, then I'll be able to like break the cycle and like show the example and just uh knowing that I won't have to deal that I'd like while I'm a teenager still I'll go through the process and deal with it that way. When I'm older I won't be carrying those like hard emotional feelings and I'll be able to grow and see lots of opportunities, because if you always down or like having an attitude of like being closed minded, then you won't have a chance to grow. So I'm glad that we're doing this now. That way, when I become an adult, I'll be strong minded and have true guidance from God.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Jaden. And she talked about how healing impacts generations, why starting young matters, and what it means to grow together. To grow together. Jaden, I don't just see like future for children, I see the influence you have now in the earth and the people who have come to you for guidance, and you sharing that, the intercessor in you, Jaden, knowing how to pray because you've overcome those things. And when you discern it for others, you're picking that up and you praying for them. I'm excited for that. Okay, y'all. Last time, this is our sneak peek before we get into chapter one and have that discussion. Last time, get the book. And we will encourage journaling with the book, highlight it. I also put a thing that I got from Amazon, um, where it's like clear paper and you can write on it so that you don't have to write on your book. I'll put the links in the chats, but we are going to do a declaration. And that declaration is, Jaden, can you read that for us?
Mhm. God, prepare our hearts to receive truth, grow in grace, and become whole.
Yes. Can y'all put that in the comments for us? God, prepare our hearts to receive truth, to receive it, not just to receive it, but to grow in grace and become whole. That's all we have for y'all today. Here's Jenny. You put the book up now. Tell them get the book, girl.
Get the book, guys.
All right, let us go ahead and we out, y'all. You got something?
Yeah, I thought you wanted me to share what I got.
Yes. I'm sorry, my bad. I was too excited.
Okay, so what I got from reading the changing in him part is when you surrender, that opens up for growth, like surrendering, fully surrendering to God. When you truly submit to God, is that's where you find real healing. And then healing comes from depending on God for your strength, for your guidance, and then in that process he'll help you find your identity in him. And that when we lean on God, we have to give him full control of the situation. And also, in order to change, your heart needs to be changed, and only God can change your heart.
Mhm.
And then we can't do it by ourselves, but we have to, and we can't lean on our own understanding, but we have to lean on God. And having a real serious and true relationship with God is that's where you find your change.
I love it. Thank you, Jaden.
You're welcome.
Too much?
No.
Okay. All right. We thank y'all for joining us tonight. We thank you those that get the recap. The book. Get it. And let's discuss Changes That Heal by Dr. Henry Cloud. Let's grow together in healing and becoming whole. All right. God bless you all. Till next month.
See ya.